Good evening and welcome to Tea Time.
Facebook.
Hi everybody and welcome to Tea Time. It's Teresa and I'm back. It is Monday night. It is September 12th. We have a lot to talk about, a lot of stuff to get to. So I'm going to talk about my weekend real quick and then get to my guest. Okay, so let's start off with Friday. Friday night, I performed at Governor's in the Giggle Room. Bobby's going to put up that pic. We got a lot of pics tonight. And it was great. I celebrated my birthday, which was a lot of fun.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. And the crowd actually sang to me. It was Kathy Arnold's show, so I want to thank Kathy Arnold for having me on her show. Hopefully you'll see a pic of me and Kathy, and then you'll see me on stage cracking up, because I cracked myself up. It was a great night. Bobby, you gonna put up those pics? Yeah. Okay, we're gonna get them up, and then I'll tell you what you're looking at, but they're pretty much self-explanatory anyway. There's Kathy Arnold, so she knows my show's called Tea Time, so she decided to put up Comedy Time, my girl Kathy Arnold, and and there I am on stage, and oh man, it was great. It was just great. It was a lot of fun. I haven't done a show since April there, and it was just a lot of fun to be back on stage and making people laugh. Saturday night was my daughter's engagement party to Stephen LaRose, and there we are, my beautiful Valerie. Everyone had a great time, and it was Saturday night at a hall in Seaford, and it was immediate family and friends. There's the happy couple, and it was a lot of fun. We had a great night, and then we actually continued it at Coasters for a little karaoke. They were celebrating their 7th anniversary there, and and then yesterday was Grandparents' Day, actually. And I spent the day with my parents in Queens, had dinner with them, and I had a great weekend.
It was
Grandparents' Day yesterday. And I want to give a shout out to Dave Revels. Bobby's going to put that picture up. Dave, as you know, I had on my show for my Valentine's Day show, and Dave Revels' birthday is today. He's actually performing in the city tonight called The Cutting Room. And he is in Bat Boy with me, a Yankee Miracle, which we're going to be performing on September 19th at the Yogi Berra Museum. But Dave's birthday is today, and Dave sang with the Drifters and the Persuasions. Bobby, you gonna put that up? Okay. All right, we're holding. He'll throw that up. There he is. There's we are. That was my Valentine's Day show here at beautiful Paradise Studios. And talking about Paradise Studios, you know, Bobby does a live band here on every Thursday night. So you could come down on Thursday night and hear the band and then get up and sing with them, which is really cool. It's like a live band karaoke. And then Friday nights we do an open mic here at beautiful Paradise Studios. And you could come and you could do a monologue. You could do a joke. If you wrote a book, you could read a chapter from your book. It's really, really cool. So I think that's pretty much everything I want to cover. Now I want to get to my guest. Hello, Mike. Thank you for watching. Hello, Joe DeBarry. Thank you for watching. So he's an entrepreneur. He's an actor. He's dabbled in some comedy. He's also an MC.
Who are we talking about?
I'm talking about you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about Leo Bifulco is with me. Did I say it right? Bifulco?
Yes, Bifulco.
I've never said your sister's maiden name. So let me introduce Leo to everybody. Leo is actually Valerie's future uncle. This is Stephen's uncle, and Leo was at the party on
Saturday.
Saturday night.
Yes.
Thank you. I got all my days are so crazy. And I said to him, listen, I said, you know, you have a beautiful business that you really started when you were very, very, very young. I'm going to get into that. And he's done many, many things since, including acting and comedy. So I want everyone to get to know you because I know some things about you. I don't know everything about you, but some things. But I want everyone to get to know you. Like originally, you're a Brooklyn boy.
That's right. Born and raised in Brooklyn.
And
Yep.
what part of Brooklyn?
From Old Mill Base in Brooklyn, basically kind of like the East Flatbush area,
Right.
and grew up there for many years.
And where'd you go to school there? Where'd you
Went
go
to
school?
South Shore High School.
Uh-huh. South Shore High School. Okay, now were you a social kid? Were you outgoing? Were you involved in a lot of things in school, like sports or theater?
Not much in sports, not much in theater, but yeah, absolutely outgoing,
Yeah.
fun, you know, yeah.
Outgoing.
Always trying to get into trouble.
So tell me, it says that at 13 years old,
Right.
you always knew that you wanted to be a DJ.
Yeah. From a young age, I wanted to do it, and I think it was about 13 or 14. I actually worked in a fruit store around the corner from my house.
Yeah.
And I saved some money, and my mother took me to the Wiz. I don't know if anybody remembers
I
that.
remember the Wiz. Yeah.
And my mother took me to the Wiz, and I bought my first mixing board.
Wow.
With my own money.
So it took you 2 years to save the money. You worked hard, right?
Yeah,
13 to
around there,
15?
between 13, 14, and 15, somewhere around
But
there.
I want to know, at 13 years old, what made you decide you wanted to be a DJ? Was there like a certain special DJ that you liked listening to on the radio? Was there a certain band that you loved or a certain song that you
No,
loved?
I think it was just I had a block party at my house, at my
Okay.
block, and they had the DJ there, and I found it very interesting. And from that moment on, I just was completely interested in,
Yeah.
you know, not only just the entertainment side of it, but the back end of it, of how the equipment works and how to set it up and do the lighting, and just basically snowballs from there. I mean, my
Right.
mother, I bought equipment from, used equipment from a guy,
Yeah.
and my mother took me to the guy to get the equipment, and I put it in my basement, and sure enough, it was like 15 minutes later, my father was banging on the floor saying, "Lower that music."
Yeah,
Okay,
the bass
but
is
yeah.
too loud.
Yes,
or-
yeah, of course.
Well, I mean, and then you taught yourself basically, or did you work with someone as an apprentice or like a roadie or something?
Actually, my sister had a boyfriend, Steven, and he's, Val's
Future father-in-law.
father-in-law.
Yeah.
And we started together. He's the one that, he was really teaching me how to do everything. I used to go to his house and mix and learn. And I got really into it from him. Like, I learned, I saw this whole thing, but then when he came around, I was really into it. He was teaching me, and we started doing parties together. That's how we started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun, and it's fun to go to parties, and it's also fun to, be part of the action, so to speak. To get
Yes.
people up on the dance floor
Yes.
and make sure they're having a good time. Did you take over the microphone at some point and say, I have to really MC and try to get these people up, or were you really behind the turntable? Back then, it was records. It was actually vinyls back
Correct.
then.
It was
back in the
vinyl.
day.
I think back in the day, it was like you learned how to be an MC and a DJ,
Right, you had to do both.
Because everybody was like, DJ, you're the guy that's behind.
Right.
But nowadays, a lot of the new kids that are coming up, either they DJ or they MC, and they don't know how to do either or.
Right.
But back in that time when I learned how to do both, and basically got out there with the mic and also mixed the music.
Right. No, that's good. But you really became really experienced at it, obviously, and then you really were performing all over the tri-state area.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
from Queens to Manhattan, you were like really
All over the place,
And then
yeah.
after you graduated high school, you had to sit your parents down and say, "I think I want to do this full time."
Yep.
And how did they react to that? I mean, did they want you to continue your education? Did you think did they think this was just a fad?
I mean, as any other parents, they think that you're crazy, but they saw that I was doing good, and they were okay with it. Yeah.
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 That's wild.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great. What was the name of your company when you first started? Like,
Actually,
back
when
in the day?
I started with my sister's boyfriend.
Yeah.
And it was called Two Magical Music Disc Jockeys. Yeah,
mouthful.
it was so silly. It was the funniest name ever. I used to joke around because right away, like when I figured out we were going to make a business,
Yeah.
I ran out and bought business cards. My whole family was making fun of me.
Yeah, but that's how you get work, by passing them out. Word
Yeah,
of
well,
mouth.
in their eyes, they were just like, oh, everything I'm going to do, I'm going to make business cards. Like I'm going to open up this company, I'm going to make business cards. So it's always a fun
But you
thing.
did it. But you did
Yes,
it. Whatever
yes.
you said, you did, and I'm
Right.
sure that was impressive to them. And you did it for a long time. You're still doing it, and your business has exploded.
Yes.
But in between then and now, you actually, in '93, you made a decision to go into law enforcement.
Well,
and you
city.
served.
I worked
you
for the
served-
city of New
Worked
York,
for the
right.
city, and you served for 24 years, and you retired actually in July 2017. Thank you for your service.
That's correct.
Thank you for your service. But in between, you were still DJing. You never gave that up. You were still DJing on the weekends or whenever you could fit it in, because that was your passion.
I think it was more of my living than working for the city. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's wild. It's really wild. I mean, did you ever DJ any kind of work events?
Yeah. I did a lot of
Yeah.
stuff for work. A lot of friends, made a lot of connections. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Do you do any kind of major advertising now, or it's just so established right now that it really is all word of mouth?
I pretty much, my company was a DJ company for many years, and I changed it now to be more of a production company.
Yes.
And we have, an established, client.
Right.
And our clients are booking us. And
Yeah.
at this stage of my life, I'm not really looking to grow drastically. When stuff comes in, it comes in.
You're where you want to be.
Right. So
know?
we don't do wedding showcases or bar mitzvah showcases. We basically are doing more production.
Right,
We're doing
right.
sound for bands and concerts
Right.
and different kinds of
Right, like you'll do
special
private events, you do corporate events,
Correct.
stuff like that. But you
Correct.
actually also, like you said, production, you got into production, you also do music videos. If someone wants to do a music video.
Music videos, we'll do sound for companies, we'll do staging, we'll do lighting.
Do you do reels for actors? Like if there's any actors out there watching, do you do something
Yeah,
like that?
yeah.
for
We'll
them?
do stuff like that. There's stuff that we don't do on a daily basis.
Right.
But if somebody asks us to do it, we'll do it.
Okay,
And
so that's
we're-
good
we
to
have
know
the
because
ability, yes.
we have quite a few people. Hello, Stephen LaRose is watching. Hi, Stephen. I had to have your uncle on my show in order for you to watch it. Okay, he never watches. Hello, Michael Norton in Florida or Carolinas, wherever you are this week. Hello, Michael. Mike, your friend Mike is watching.
Yes,
Shout
Mike
out.
Beachman. How you
Yeah,
doing, Mike?
Joe
How are
DeBarry.
you?
Thank you, everyone, for watching. Please like the show. Please share it. Hey, this show is on every Saturday at 11 a.m. on Channel 20 for people on Long Island who get Optimum. So you can watch this again on Saturday. Isn't that exciting? All right, listen, I know he's excited and thrilled to be here, and I'm thrilled to have him, but we're going to go to my first break. But stay where you are because we have so much more to talk about, especially his acting and what he's doing now. So don't go away. We'll be right back after this. So where do you want to go tonight?
Are you bored?
Oh my God!
Hold on tight. We're going to Coasters.
Coasters Tavern is located at 487 Newbridge Road in East Meadow. Their number's 516-557-2222.
Well, hi there, Teresa. It's John York from General Hospital. I am just checking in because apparently you have a great talk show called Tea Time on Strong Island TV. I want you to have continued great success and have a lot of fun. It sounds like you're having a lot of fun, and that's pretty much the key to everything, isn't it? So continued success. I'm proud of you. Have a great day, Teresa. Bye.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me.
Wow.
I'm Leo Bifalco, and he is an actor. He's an entrepreneur. He also dabbled in comedy a little bit, which we're going to talk about.
A little bit.
And you know, and he's Valerie's future uncle, and we're friends, and we hang out, and we had a great time Saturday at the engagement party.
Yes,
and you
a
know,
lot of fun.
we talk about how you had this passion at 13 to become a DJ. Like
That's
you
right.
knew 13, you wanted to, and back then it was vinyls. And then how was it transitioning when they stopped using vinyls for you? Because I know a lot of people like to stay like old school, but then really everything's like laptop and computers now.
Yeah, I mean, you know, little by little, like you see it changing, and they start to go to CDs, and you start to buy CDs, and you know, I kind of migrated in like little by little, and then the same thing with the computers. Once they started going with MP3s,
Yeah.
you know, you started downloading music, and then you had to get all the music that you had in vinyl. And little by little, as you just migrate, and then you find yourself like, you say to yourself, wow, it was like 15, 20 years ago that you were using
It's
vinyl,
amazing,
25
right?
years ago.
Yeah.
Like, where did it go? But it
Yeah.
just
But you
happened.
still have all your vinyls, right?
No, we got rid of. I have a little bit.
You
of
have a
vinyl.
personal collection, no?
Yes, a little collection.
Okay, all right. I'm just asking. But I wanted to know, because DJs come and go. All right, there's many DJs out there. My ex-husband Val's dad actually was a DJ back in the
Right.
day, and you know, and he had the big. They called it a coffin, a big coffin back then with for the records.
Yep.
And you know, and he stopped, and a lot of people do. But I want to know how you sustained such a successful career. How did that happen, and how did you transition? Because now your company is called
Music Express.
Music Express, right? And the website is actually under construction right now.
Right.
Right.
Well, it'll be launched in another week.
Okay. All
You
right.
know.
So cool. So in another week, you could go to Music Express.
Music-express.com.
Okay. Music-express.com.
Music-express.
Okay. Hyphen. Okay. Yeah.
Don't forget the hyphen.
confuse people.
It's always a hyphen.
But how? Look, you at one point you had a partner, and then you transitioned on your own.
Correct.
But how? You're doing this. I'm not gonna give away your age, but you're doing this a very long time. And
35
yes,
years,
there
yeah.
are a few people in your industry that have stuck around like you. But how have you sustained this all these years?
Well, I think the most part is, you know, the money. You make the money that, you know, when you make good money, you like it. But it's also enjoyment when you do an event and you see all these people have a great time.
Yeah.
It's almost like a rush.
Yeah.
So that's the part of it that you
Well,
really
you're
enjoy.
performing. You are
Right.
performing for them, right? And you're
Right.
trying to entertain them, keep them entertained, keep them engaged.
Correct. Well, when you do a large event and you do production and you have a lot of stuff going on, like lighting and photo booths and staging and a whole bunch of different stuff and banners, at the end of the day, when the party is going and everything is working well, it just makes you feel accomplished.
Yeah.
And then you get paid.
Speaking about, well, yeah, hello, that's the important part. But you, over the years, you know, you've built relationships with certain companies that,
Correct.
you know, they you know, that you're working for them every year, and you do a lot of concert series.
Correct. We do
all
concerts
over.
in Brooklyn, in the park and Shore Road.
Yeah.
And basically we have bands there and we do the sound for them, the lighting.
Right. But you also do you do a big thing on New Year's Eve in the city.
New Year's Eve in Times Square
Is
we do every
huge.
year. Correct.
And
yes.
Thanksgiving, you do something for
Do a
Thanksgiving
Thanksgiving
also.
Day parade event. We do a Christmas tree lighting event.
Yeah.
Yes,
I mean, you
yeah.
have like some major things that you look forward to. But
Absolutely.
they're a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of work, a lot of back work, a lot of prep work. Like we do a very large Halloween event in the park, and it's a lot of, you know, getting 4,000 pounds of candy for all the kids, and
Wow.
you know, all the decorations. So it becomes
Yeah.
you know, a lot of work.
Because it's not just
yeah.
music for you. I mean, you do a lot of other things, which we talked about before the show, including like you just did something for 9/11.
Correct,
And you
correct.
did all the flags and you know everything else involved in that particular subject, like something for St. Patty's Day or something for Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
You
well-
really do. It's not just the music.
Well, this is the part where, like, I originally was a DJ, like DJing parties, and we changed it to a production company. So
Right.
now the 9/11 event that we just did on the pier in Brooklyn at 69th Street,
Right.
you know, we made sure that we had, you know, people coming down to sing the national anthem, and then we do flags and we do banners, the staging, we do the porta potties. I mean, everything that comes into it, even the permits for being on the park there, like everything that has to be done, we go and get it done for the client
Right.
and make that event happen.
Yeah, yeah. And like you had mentioned, sometimes it rains, the weather doesn't cooperate.
This is true.
and that's when
Yes.
you have to have a rain date in place, right?
Correct. I
Or
mean-
they just pick another date.
Well, like 9/11, it was we had to
It rained.
move the event to underneath the overpass because it was raining on the pier, and it's just
Yeah.
becomes an issue.
Yeah.
But that's
Do you have a favorite party you like to, like, do you like to do weddings or
I mean,
birthdays or like, do you have a favorite that you like,
just the production stuff and doing the bigger events of like where there's a lot of moving parts and you get everybody to work, you know.
and you also hire a lot of bands too.
Hire bands and
Right.
we hire a lot of entertainers for some of our events. Like
Really? Do you hire comedians?
we do hire comedians. Yeah.
Hey, Aiden. We'll talk after the show. It's good to know. I know a lot of them.
Oh boy.
Hello, Ro. Your sister's watching too. Hello, Ro. Hello. You.
Oh my God, my
Hello,
sister's
Gail.
not watching.
Hello,
That's all
Leo
I need.
Senior. Thank you, everyone. I have to have you on in order to get everyone to watch. This is crazy. Okay, so.
Am I allowed to say anything bad about my sister?
No, don't say
okay.
anything
No,
bad
I'm
about
kidding.
Ro. I love Ro.
I love it too.
But listen, so the thing is, this is your bread and butter.
Yes.
And then you decided, I don't know, in 2016, you kind of decided.
yeah,
Well, before that, you did the acting before the comedy, right?
Yeah, I would say around 2015, 2016.
You said, I think I want to try acting.
Yeah, I had a passion for trying to do some acting. You know, I guess performing in front of people. I mean, I say
Yeah.
performing, but when you're an MC and you're speaking on the microphone in front of, you know, hundreds of people at a wedding or an event.
What's your biggest crowd ever been, ever? Like your biggest crowd?
600,000? No, I'm kidding. No.
I was going to say, where was that?
I don't know. 500 to 1,000 people, I guess. You
All
know.
right,
Yeah, I
okay.
don't-
Yeah, like a big park event.
Yeah. I mean, I never really judge it that way, but yeah.
No,
I would
I'm
say
just,
so.
you know,
Yeah.
I was just
To
curious.
say like,
you
I don't know, we never really look at how many people are at the event. We
Right,
just
no,
look at the
I'm
event,
just saying,
you know.
So you decided, I think I want to act.
Yeah,
I think I want to
yeah.
act, and you actually studied at HB Studios.
That's correct,
In
yeah.
the city.
HB Studios,
right?
very good,
For like
yeah.
5 years or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
The classes there was very
Yeah.
good. And I enjoyed it, and I started to pursue it
Yeah.
as much as I can. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's not easy, but yeah, you did, and you actually, I have his resume here with some creds, so we're going to talk about that. Look at that pic. I was like, was that you?
That's
All right.
me.
Okay, so you've done theater,
A little theater, yes.
little theater, something called Courted, Love on the Trail.
Yes.
Back in the day, and you've done short films, which is also great to do. You did something called Wild Style
Yes.
and Landon White. You did Sundays After Church. Now, what any of these comedies or what any of them? Tell me about them. Tell me about the accordion. Tell me about.
Well, Wild Style was
Yeah.
me being a police officer in the train. I basically
Police officer. I think
Yeah.
we have a picture of him looking like a police officer, Bobby. Don't we? Police officer? Yeah, there you are. I love a man in a uniform. Yeah, okay.
So
Look at you
basically,
looking all official.
I find this kid doing graffiti, and I take him home to his mother, and
Uh-huh.
basically, you know, like instead of me arresting him, I'm kind of just bringing him home and like giving him a yelling. But then the mother like yells at me, and it's like,
Really?
yeah, you know, it was kind of funny.
All
It was
right,
good.
that's cool. Yeah, you did Sundays After Church.
Sundays After Church. It was. It's actually really called just Sundays. I
Sundays,
don't know.
they changed
They had
it. Sometimes they
changed it to
changed the
Sundays.
name, yeah.
So I played the lead role in Sundays. I
Yeah.
played a gay guy,
Yes.
So it was definitely a tough.
This was a challenge for you.
Yes.
I mean, you are a straight man.
That's correct.
You're heterosexual. You've been married. You have a child, a daughter. And let's get into it without getting into it. But you had to play a gay man, and you had a kissing scene.
I did. Yes.
And did you have the beard at the time?
I didn't have the beard.
Okay, I'm just asking because there's some roles
I had
like
I had a goatee, I think.
Okay.
I had a goatee.
So, you had to do this kissing scene. I want to know, how did you prepare for that? And did you speak to the other actor? And how did you decide how to do this? Did you say, "Hey, let's just go for this"? I'll close my eyes and pretend he's blonde and buxom, or how did you do this?
It's actually a funny story. It's just
And I can't wait to hear it.
I applied for the part, and the part did not say anything about that it was a gay role. It just said this Italian guy from Brooklyn that basically, is in this relationship that goes bad.
Okay.
And I auditioned, and they liked me, and then they asked me for a callback.
Okay.
And starting out acting like you're like, wow, this is great. You're excited. So they give me a call back, and they like it, and then they're telling me they're not really sure where they're going to put me.
Okay.
And then they decide we want to use you for the film, and you're going to be the lead role.
That's awesome.
And they send me, a script. So now I get the script, and basically the director's telling me he wants me to come in for like a third callback to work with the other actor. But now in the script it says that I have to lean in and kiss the other actor. So I had to call up the director and say what's going on, because if I have to tongue kiss this guy, I'm going to vomit all over the place, It's
All
just
right.
not
Well,
gonna
it's
work.
something that you're not used to doing, obviously.
So
It's not
he
what you're
said-
into.
Correct. So he just basically said to me, well, you're going to lean in and give him a kiss, and you're going to make it look like you're, basically tongue kissing.
Okay.
Right.
All right. And
Yeah.
but you did choreograph this with the other actor beforehand, correct?
No, there was no choreography.
There was no
just-
discussing it? Nothing? Come on, you had to talk about it.
I mean, we just talked about it in the moment. Like I
All
said,
right, okay.
in the moment,
All right.
we sat in the car.
Well, I mean,
and
if I have to kiss another woman, I've never kissed another woman. It's something I should have done in college that I never got to do. But, I mean, I would prepare and, I guess, talk about it. I don't know. I might just go for it, though, if it was me.
when we sat in the car, we just said we're going to touch lips,
All right.
And
But you pulled it off.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
and
it was
not
tough.
for nothing, that just goes to show, again, this is part of the acting. You have to get into
Yes.
your own head,
Yes.
correct? Right? Acting is reacting. It's real. It
It
you
was.
pulled it off.
I mean, it was well worth it because we ended up getting nominated.
You got nominated.
for an award
Yes.
at the film festival.
Correct.
And we went to Texas. It was on the big screen. There were like 3,600 films submitted, and
Right.
only 21 were picked, and we were one of the 21.
Hello,
So,
and that's all that matters.
yeah, it definitely is like something that really was something that I felt like was really worth it.
Right.
It was tough, but
yeah,
it was good,
No, but
yeah.
it was good. You got through it, persevered, nominations, great stuff. Hey, listen, we're going to talk more. We're going to go to my next break, but everyone has to stay where you are because we have a lot more to talk about. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Sunday Dinner with Chef Clemente. This is an all-new show about family cooking, Sunday dinner, things we did as a child, bringing back some memories and some tradition. This is how this dish was born. I'm going to show you that in just a couple of minutes. So, the trick with the meatballs too, when you fry them, you don't want to overcrowd the pan too much. To drizzle, not too much of olive oil right on top of that fish. So, a little flour. A little egg, c'è la luna, met somebody, everybody drink some wine. Everybody keep going. Pass them around, everybody eat a little bit. Come on, we gotta dance. Oh my God! Get together, go visit your mother, your sister, your cousin. Bring some pastry, some food. Get together, eat, drink, be happy. Who wants some linguine, clams, and pastry?
Wonder Woman was everything to little girls, especially that look like me. She stands for being a voice for people that need a voice. My organization renovates homes for people with disabilities. And when I come home, a self-care routine makes me feel my best. I'm very proud of the difference that we're making, and to see that impact in my community inspires me to work even harder for everyone around me.
How you doing? It's Sal the Voice Valentinetti. Why are you watching me? You should be watching Teresa Canastraci, Tea Time with Teresa Canastraci Farrell. And make sure you follow Teresa on Facebook, Tea Time with Teresa Canastraci Farrell. We'll see you there.
I love the way you say my name. I love. Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me tonight because I have my friend Leo Bifolco. I've never said your last name ever.
Bifolco.
I never say Rose's last name because that's her maiden name.
I don't know how to say it myself.
Bifolco.
Yeah, that's fine.
It almost sounds like you're gonna curse or something, doesn't it? Anyway, I want to listen. Gina from Rescuing Families did the Dove commercial. Rescuing Families is a nonprofit that Gina and her husband Vinny do. It's a nonprofit, and they raise money and renovate homes for people with disabilities. And unfortunately, I didn't get Bobby the flyer in time. I apologize, but I wanted to let you know that they do a huge yard sale. It's going to be in Franklin Square, and it's this Friday and Saturday. I think it's the 17th and 18th, right?
Correct.
Is this
Yep.
weekend. So
That's right.
17th and 18th, it's in Franklin Square. I will put it on my homepage. I think it's on Lewiston Street in Franklin Square. So please, if you're not doing anything, I might end up there Saturday morning and do some shopping myself. You could, just go shop. It's like 1,500 square feet of just shopping. So check it out. That's this weekend. But I'm with Leo, and we're talking about his acting career now. And he did a short horror flick called Muffin Man.
Muffin Man, yeah.
Where'd
That
you
was a lot
film?
of fun.
Where'd you film that?
I believe we filmed it in the Navy Yard.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
in the Navy
okay.
Yard, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was fun to do.
Yeah.
Did you get
yeah.
to die or kill somebody?
So I was a cop in that film.
Another cop.
And I pick up. Basically, the Muffin Man was putting these explosives in the muffin berries and blowing up the people's
the
stomach.
blueberries.
Yeah. So I come to the scene with a Ziploc bag with like her stomach in it, and I'm
gee.
like, "What the hell did she eat?" I found her whole stomach all the way down the block.
Oh my God. So you saw him as a cop. Let's see him as a fireman. Bobby. There you are. Nice.
Yeah.
And what was that from?
That's from the same movie Sundays.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
So in the movie Sundays, where I played a gay guy,
Right.
it was me and another guy that were firemen. And he was
Okay.
teaching me how to drive.
Okay.
And we had an affair.
Okay.
And then his wife decides to stay with him, and my wife throws me out.
Okay. And the third picture, Bobby, I think you're in uniform with that too, right? Which one's that? Oh, no. Where's that from?
That's from Gotham.
That's
And
from Gotham.
I played an extra in Gotham.
Thank
yeah.
you, Bobby. Yes. And
I played a pimp.
You look like a pimp.
I am a pimp.
I
Wait,
played a,
I'm
wait
not
a
a pimp?
second.
I thought
That's
I was
why
a
you
pimp.
look familiar to me. I played a hooker. All right, thanks, Bobby. Yeah, I appreciate it. That's great. No, I played a hooker. No wonder you look familiar. Okay. All right, so talk about extra work. You've done a lot of TV shows, and
Yes.
that was, you said that was from
Gotham. I've done Law and Order.
Yeah, you've done Law and Order. You did
Um,
Bull.
I did Blue Bloods.
You did The Good Cop.
The Good Cop.
Evil
yeah.
Lives Here.
Yep, I did a lot of stuff on Evil Lives Here
You
as
did
like an FBI
The
agent.
Blind Spot, Daredevil, The Deuce,
The Deuce,
Mrs.
yeah.
Maisel. So you've done
Yeah.
a lot of work.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if Bobby, you have that picture, him and I on Bensonhurst Boys. Okay, so we did Bensonhurst Boys together. There
Yes.
we are on that. Later on, you did put on a uniform. You were playing a
I
detective
played a
that
detective,
day,
correct,
right? So he
correct.
put on a jacket, a suit,
Suit.
and there we are. And that was a fun shoot. That was done
Yeah.
on Long Island. That was we'll see what when we're going to be back on it,
Yeah.
because that was the pilot. And Quantico, you did Quantico, you did 40 North, you did Kick. Like I said, Blind Spot. You did a lot.
Yeah,
You've done
I
a
did
lot of things.
Yep.
Sneaky Pete is on Amazon Prime.
Yes. Yeah.
Really cool. And you've done a commercial. You did a commercial for Prada.
For Prada.
Did you
yeah.
get any product from Prada?
No, I wish. Not the product I want.
All right, just checking. So you did a Prada commercial. That's cool. That's a lot of fun. And tell me about voiceover training, because you've had voiceover training too.
I took a lot of voiceover training.
You have a lovely voice.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's almost like you're not like a full baritone, but it's like, it's almost there.
It's so funny
It's
because
deep and
when you
sultry.
hear your own voice, you don't really like it.
Yeah, you're like, do I sound like that?
No, your voice is good.
No, but when you hear yourself.
When you hear
you're
yourself.
like, do I sound like that?
You think to yourself that you sound like
Something else.
terrible, right? But I've been told before, like being on the microphone at weddings and bar mitzvahs and stuff like that, that my voice, I have a really good, voice. So,
Yeah. You do. You have a good voice. You did some sitcom training
Yes.
also with a guy named Richard Klein.
Richard Klein was, what's his name from Three's Company? Richard Klein.
That's him from
Right,
Three's Company.
correct,
Okay,
right.
we know who he is.
Yes.
He was Jack's friend.
That's correct, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't remember at the moment his character
He had a
name.
great class about sitcom. It was really good.
And
yeah.
where was that? Was that in the city?
In the city, yeah. In the
Really?
city through, I think it was through HB Studios.
Right.
Yeah, I think so.
Probably. Yeah, totally. All right, so now we come to the fun portion, which is stand-up comedy. All right, so you're doing the acting thing, and you're doing theater, you're doing film. Oh, film! We didn't talk about film. You did The Irishman,
I did The Irishman, yeah.
and that
Yeah.
was a lot of fun, and that was filmed on Long Island, right?
Yeah.
Was
yeah.
that at Grumman? Where did you film that on Long Island?
No, I did like 3 different locations.
Uh-huh.
One was in the Bronx and two in Long Island.
Okay.
They were at Knights of Columbus's.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you in the vicinity of De Niro or Pesci or anybody that day?
I actually did a scene in a parking lot, and they put, like the guy who does the production, the PA.
Yes.
He came over and he put an X like right on the floor, like right in front of me.
Yeah.
And there was like 200 people there.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, Al Pacino comes walking out.
And he steps on
And
the
he
X.
steps on the X, and he turns around at me and he says, "How you doing?"
I heard he's the sweetest man. He really is.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
great.
No,
That's nice.
I have a lot of stories of being on set with a lot of actors that they were very good,
Would you like to share any or mention any?
So I was
particular
on
stories?
The Loudest Voice, which had Russell Crowe playing Roger Ailes.
Yes.
Right? So, they were always saying that it took him 4 hours to put on the prosthetics.
Yes.
To make him look like a fat, bald guy.
Mm-hmm.
So the director would always say, everybody be on point, get your stuff done, so this way we don't have to take up too much time.
Right.
So I just basically was handing papers back and forth to him, nothing really crazy. And when we finished, we walk outside and I get my voucher and I go to the elevator, and who comes walking in? Russell Crowe with his assistant, but he still looks like Roger Ailes.
Correct.
Right.
But if you didn't know he was,
I mean, I know who he was.
but if you didn't know, would you know?
Probably not.
Okay.
Probably not. He looked really good.
He really wasn't
Right.
recognizable at that
Right.
point.
So I hit the button to go down, and he hits me in the elbow with a cane. He had a cane. And he says, "Hey, kid, did you get any airtime today?" And I says, "No, not really, but I was looking all over the place for that guy, Russell Crowe." And he just started, laughing hysterically.
That's great.
And I think it was just a point that, I didn't treat him as, some glorified actor. I was just joking with him.
Well, we
and making
talked about
jokes.
that,
Right.
and you, like you said, it's nice that who they are, but it doesn't faze you.
Correct. Yeah.
Right. You don't go all googly goggly and.
Well, it's just that if you could be in front of somebody who's a famous actor or actress and talk to them just like if anybody
they're a
else is
normal
talking,
person.
they really appreciate that.
Oh yeah. Definitely. I totally agree. Okay, so now you say you want to get into comedy, and you actually went right here in Belmore at the Broke Ridge Comedy Club. Does something called Stand Up University.
Yeah, very good
And
class.
my friends, Peter Bales, Rich Walker, and at the time you went, because he's not there anymore, Steve Lazarus.
That's correct.
Taught the class, and it's how many week class?
It's a 7-week class.
7 week.
And I
then
believe on the 8th week you actually perform. Correct.
So you had to write 5 minutes of material,
Correct. Yeah.
and I watched it because it's on his website, and it was very funny. And obviously you had some nerves getting up there, because it's your first time
Correct.
telling jokes
Yes.
is a different thing.
Yes.
Trying to make people laugh rather than trying to make them dance.
Much different. Well, yeah, but just even this one-on-one making jokes is much different than being up
Yeah.
in front of an audience.
Did you find it easy to write 5 minutes of material, or did you find it challenging?
I mean, I think the material can be easy when you're a person who just basically looks at anything and feels like you can make a joke of it.
Right.
But it's the class that kind of taught you how to cut out the fat and where to put the punchline and how to
Right, the setup,
leave
yeah.
enough space to let people laugh before you go into the next joke.
Correct. Timing.
The timing, right, correct.
Right. And your family was there.
Oh, yeah, they were there.
They were in the corner. You actually see them in the corner. You see Leo's mom and dad, and you see his sister.
Yeah.
And it was fun to watch. I watched it more than once because the first time I'm like watching the background, like I'm watching them, and
Right.
the second time I'm watching you. Then I'm watching it a third time to watch everyone's reaction. And it was fun because I get a lot of my material from my family, right?
Yeah, I
and
mean,
and you mentioned them in your set.
Yeah, well, this is what the class taught you, that, you want to take things that you basically know every day that you deal with and make fun of it.
Yeah.
And that's the comedy part of it.
Yeah. Now, after you took the class, you did perform a few places.
Yeah, I did some stand-up in some places in the Upper East Side, Upper West Side.
Yeah.
Just open mic stuff, nothing too crazy. Yeah.
Did you do any on the island too? Or really just the city?
I think maybe one time at an open mic at Governor's or something like that. Not Governor's, another place not too far from me.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, talking about open mics, I'm going to plug that tonight at Coasters Tavern on Newbridge Road in East Meadow, every Monday night, I think except for the first Monday of the month, if I'm not mistaken, they do an open mic. So that's where I'll be heading after the show tonight to see my girl. Kristen Tinsley is going to be hosting for Bonnie Scalisi, and it's a fun place to go and, check out if your material works or not. That's the whole thing.
You're going to perform tonight?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll be up there telling some jokes because my family gives me material all the time, especially my daughter. So,
oh boy.
Yeah. So, with her getting married and stuff, and there's a lot of material that's going on right now. But out of the different things that you've done, because you've done the acting, you've done comedy, you have your business. Is there anything else that you want to pursue that you haven't yet? Do you sing?
No, I'm not into actually performing. I would love to learn the piano.
An instrument.
I have this thing of just...
always wanting to learn something.
Yeah, I mean, I want to learn how to fly a plane. I want to learn how to play a piano. I mean, there's so many things that, they're not deal breakers, but I would love to learn other things, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice that you always want to learn, grow, do something new.
I think it's very
Speaking
important.
about new, I don't know if you want me to mention,
What?
maybe could I mention what you normally do on Monday night?
Yeah, you can mention it. Yeah,
He said
absolutely,
I can mention it. So
Yeah.
I'm very honored and blessed to have
No.
Leo here. Oh, wait, I can't tell you what he does every night yet. We have to take a break. But you have to come back and find out what he normally does every Monday night that he skipped to
Yes.
be here with moi. All right, so stay right there. We'll be right back. So where do you want to go tonight?
Are you bored?
Oh my God.
Hold on tight. We're going to Coasters.
Coasters Tavern is located at 487 Newbridge Road in East Meadow. Their number's 516-557-2222.
The Suki and Scott Show.
This is one of the funnest shows I've ever done.
Lady, when you're with me, I'm smiling.
It's musical. It's magical.
This is a sexy show. Someone's getting some action.
Now, these larger-than-life personalities are on an exciting new journey. The Suki and Scott Show is your one-stop destination for humor,
You like De Niro and Cape Fear. Counselor!
entertainment,
Jesse's girl.
What in the
beautiful.
Can you paint with all the colors of the wind?
And optimism.
You guys have such amazing energy.
Let's laugh together.
I love you.
The Suki and Scott Show.
Doc, who's the best comedian you know?
Teresa Farrow.
And who's the best actress you know?
Teresa Farrow.
And who's the best cast member in Bad Boys?
Teresa Farrow.
Who's got the best radio?
Teresa Farrow.
Doc, who's your favorite Jimmy?
Teresa Farrow.
Who are you loving right now?
Teresa Farrow.
All right, Doc, I love you too, baby.
Love you as always.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Tea Time. Before I continue and we find out what Leo does every Monday night, I have to give a shout out. Except for
I took off tonight. What?
You did. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. I have to wish my sister and husband, Janine and Michael Goldfarb, a happy 29th anniversary.
Wow.
That's right. It's their wedding anniversary, 29.
That's impressive.
So happy anniversary, sister and Goldfarb. I love you both. So I'm glad I got that in and I didn't forget. All right. So I appreciate you. First of all, I want to thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
And you know, he's originally from Brooklyn, boy, but you don't live on Long Island.
No, I'm in Woodbridge, New Jersey.
Yeah, he's
now.
in Jersey. He's in Jersey.
Yeah.
And so, what do you normally do every Monday night?
Monday nights, I take salsa classes. Yeah.
He dances. Yeah. Isn't that cool?
Yep.
Salsa classes. Who knew? I just found this out myself. And how long have you been taking salsa classes?
It's probably about 4 months, 5 months now.
Yeah.
I go every Monday night in Elizabeth, New Jersey. And I go to a thing called New Jersey Salsa. And it's great. Yeah.
It's cool.
I'm getting it.
I
want to get to salsa too. You know, I'm in salsa
you want to go to that next level?
Yes, I want to go to the next
All right,
one.
and you know, Saturday he wasn't just at the party, but he actually worked the party. So I didn't get to see what kind of moves you have for a white boy, but I'm hoping I get to see them at the wedding.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what made you decide to do this?
You know, for years being a DJ at parties, like I always knew how to dance salsa, but I never really learned it the proper way. Like I just was dancing.
Right.
I wanted to like.
And do you get a partner every week? You get a different partner every week?
Yeah, well, you know, they do a circle basically, and you're on the outside, the men on the outside, and the women on the inside, and then he just switches.
It's like speed dating.
That's right. Like, you know, you do a little move, and then they go switch, and then you get the next girl, and then the next girl, like that.
Okay, I see why you're taking those
Right,
classes.
so like every time you get a girl that you like, you're like, all right, I'll see you like in 20 seconds, you know, like when you go around.
Right. And you said there's a club there too where people go.
Well, on Tuesday nights and Wednesday nights, they have like a nightclub and they have like free classes for like 30 minutes. You go there and then you go into the dance area and they play music and drinks and you basically practice your set.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Now that's
really
cool.
good.
And it sounds like so much fun.
It is a lot of fun. Yeah.
A lot of fun.
It's
and
good.
it's like 2 hours, like a 2-hour class.
Yeah.
Right. So you're really getting a workout.
Yeah. It's very good. Very, very entertaining. Very fun. Teaches you something new.
And it's social. You're meeting new people.
Yeah. Not only that, but like if you're at a party and then like they play a salsa song, and
you can get up and show them
you know
how to
what
do
you're
it.
doing. You kind of feel really good. You're like, wow, look at this.
Oh yeah, because I know ladies like to see a man who knows how to move.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a turn on. It is. I know. So listen, we have like 6 minutes left. This goes really fast, but let's just thank everyone. Thank you everyone for watching the show. Please like it, please share it. And you can watch this again if you have Cablevision. You can watch the show every Saturday morning, 11 a.m. on Channel 20. Last week was Labor Day. I hope everyone had a lovely Labor Day. Bobby actually ran a rerun of me interviewing the late and the great Bobby Rydell, which was a wonderful, wonderful interview. And if you didn't catch it, you could always go on YouTube. You could go on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, and now we're on Twitch TV. And you go under Strong Island Television or Entertainment, and you look for Tea Time, and you'll see all my shows there. And you can watch this, you can watch whatever you want. But so tell me, in the last 6 minutes we have, have. What do you have on the horizon? What do you have going on? Or, whether it's acting or, or shows?
I mean, just doing events and, traveling. I have a big thing for traveling.
Yes, I forgot to mention that.
Yes.
You go all over the world, my friend.
Been to almost 60 countries so far.
Amazing.
Yes.
Just amazing. Yeah. Is there anywhere you haven't been that you want to go?
I definitely want to go to Asia. I want to go to China. I'd like to go to Japan. I'd like to go to Beijing. Yeah, I'd like to hit that. I would love to go to Russia and, Ukraine.
You might not come home.
It's not happening right now.
It's a problem.
Yes. I think my next trip is going to be in Iceland. I think me and my uncle.
Oh, the northern
Yes.
the northern sky, the
Yes.
northern sky.
Iceland,
the northern lights, yeah.
And then South America also.
Nice.
Yep.
That's great. And what was the longest you ever went away for? Because, you have your own business and you got to, choreograph that too.
Well, I was in Brazil for 4 weeks in March, and in 2018, I drove from New York to California.
I watched that trip.
Great trip, and I was on the road 27 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely great trip.
Yeah. You're like a nomad. It's like you get in your car and you go.
That's what I did.
And you just see where you end up.
I didn't have any plans. I just knew I was going to go to San Diego, and I got in the car.
Wing it from there.
And I just kept on driving. Next thing I know, I was in St. Louis. Next thing I know, I was in Albuquerque at the taco place in Breaking Bad, This is true.
Oh my God, that's great. So listen, I want you to be able to follow Leo, watch Leo, know what he's doing. So you can go to www.leo, L-E-O, by Falco. It's BIFULCO.com. Okay, and you could also email him if you want to contact him to either watch him dance salsa or
watch me dance salsa.
I don't know. Join him dancing salsa,
yes.
Or maybe
come on down.
Yeah, we're all gonna go to Jersey for salsa.
Come down for salsa dancing,
or to talk about hiring him for
an event.
Yeah, you could go to Leo by Falco, BIFULCO @gmail.com, and again his website
is www.music- which is a hyphen, express.com.
Right. And that's going to be up and running in another week. And it's really, really cool. Seriously, go to Leo's, leobyfalco.com. Check out his website. There's a lot there of, what he's done as far as acting and commercials and voiceovers and a ton of pictures. I mean, I only put up 3 of them tonight.
Yeah, I have a lot of pictures.
But there's a lot of pictures there, all different looks, beard, no beard, that kind of thing.
A pedophile.
I shaved tonight myself, so, I'm good. He's played many, many different roles. And it's cool. It's cool to check it out, you know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, his business is a music- or hyphen express.com will be up in another week. And again, go to there and, see what he does, because it's amazing that you really are very, 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 very successful at what you do.
Thank you.
I'm sure your parents.
So are you.
Thank you. I'm nowhere. Near what you do.
No, you're pretty good.
Come on, it's a totally different animal. I'm waiting to make more fazools at what I'm doing, and Michael said, "Thank you, Teresa. Awesome interview. Thank you, Michael, for tuning in. And you could tune in. You could tune in every Monday night, right here." Right here on Teaser for Tea Time.
Wednesday, we have summer concerts on Shore Road in Brooklyn.
Yeah. So if you're in Brooklyn, go to Shore Road on Wednesday night.
Yes, we're going to have a Billy Joel tribute band called River of Dreams. It's going to be performing at 7 p.m.
Nice.
Yeah.
I might show up there. Maybe.
It'll be really good. We'll see. The weather's great. So.
Yeah. That's really good. Oh, the weather's supposed to be really good.
No rain? I'm happy.
Oh, no rain. You got to pray to those weather gods when you do outside events.
Yes, it's very tough. Yes.
Yeah. And how far in advance do people need to book you or, call you for an event?
Well, it just depends on the time of year and the events. Right now we're fully booked, but come next year.
Don't you like those words?
Yeah.
Fully booked.
Yeah,
fully
booked
that.
is good.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right, but that's good. But people really need to contact you maybe within, a month or 2 in advance?
It just depends on the date. If the date is open, we have no problem. But,
all right.
you know, we're usually very accommodating because we have lots to handle.
Right. Okay. And Steven, what did you say, Steven? Nice job. Now you get...
Go get your shine box.
Yeah.
Woo-ah.
All right, listen, we got to go. But I want to thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming to Long Island.
Thank you for inviting me.
And he did. You saw your parents while you were here. So
Yes, I did.
Good and nice Italian boy.
Always good to see my mom and dad.
his
She's
parents.
probably watching, complaining about.
No, she's not.
I didn't say I love you, mom. I love you, dad.
That's nice. Isn't that nice? All right, listen, I'm glad you got that in. And I just want to thank everyone for watching the show, liking the show, supporting my show. I want to continue doing this and having great guests on. And Leo, again, was another great guest. So everyone, until next week, stay safe. Tell everyone you love them, and be well. All right? Ciao, everybody. See you next week.
Bye-bye. Thank you.